Good morning and welcome back. Today is Tuesday, December 27, 2022, and as you can tell, it's a rainy day in San Francisco, which is not surprising. We have come to Muirwood Forest, and this is a 4-hour tour. And that's my parents in their poncho and enjoying the woods on this rainy day. So the speciality of this place, Muirwood, it's that all these trees are redwood, as you can tell from the color of the bark and the trunks. And this is an endangered species of trees, and it's illegal to cut them down. And it's a protected area, and as you can tell from the height of these trees, they go like pretty tall, over like 200 feet. And the most fascinating thing that I learned about these trees is that some of them are over 2000 years old. So that's certainly less than a miracle that these trees have survived like centuries of wind, rain, snow, heat. So that's incredible. That's the beauty of Mother Nature. And yesterday, we couldn't go to giant sequoia trees, which are in Yosemite, but this place is like, pretty similar to that. Not exactly the same, but fairly similar. And it's calm and serene here. There are 3 of us enjoying that trail in the Muirwood Forest. As you can tell by looking at many of these trees, their trunks are so wide, like so much wide that you can't even wrap your hands around it, which does indicate that many of these trees have been here for hundreds of years, if not thousands of years, which is, like I said earlier, it's nothing short of a miracle. Alright, so we are returning back because we have to get back to the bus by 11:30, and it's almost 10:30 right now. It will take us maybe another 20 to 25 minutes to walk back to the starting point, and then we'll go to the gift shop, buy some souvenirs. So we decided to not go all the way to the end, otherwise we won't have too much time to explore rest of the place. And we have come to the other side of the trail. We started from that side and we crossed the bridge, and now we are on this side and returning back. So just to share some more information, this place, Muirwood Forest, it's a protected place under federal and state law, and it has been named after John Muir, who, as I mentioned yesterday, is considered as father of the national park system in the US. He convinced President Theodore Roosevelt, who is also known as Teddy Roosevelt, to pass a law and protect these places for their beauty and for the ecological balance. So it's a nice place to spend some time in nature, and I'm pretty sure you come anytime during the year, you can certainly enjoy the nature. And there's a lot of flora and fauna here, but because of rain we have not seen any birds or any animals. But I did hear from the tour guide that there are coyotes in this area. I did happen to see a couple of squirrels, but that's about it. No other birds or small mammals. And that's my parents. They are following me slowly but surely. Even though it's raining, it's not as bad as I had imagined. The rain has turned into pretty much into a drizzle, and the weather is comfortable. I think it's in mid 50s, even though it is cloudy. And while we were crossing the city of San Francisco, like Golden Gate Bridge, it was completely invisible, so we couldn't get any pictures from the sides. But we'll see, later on we will try to come back to the Golden Gate Bridge and take some pictures. And later today we have a cruise tour scheduled which will take us under the bridge, so that would be another opportunity to take pictures of the Golden Gate Bridge. And the weather is supposed to get better soon enough. Maybe around 1 o'clock the rain would completely subside, and hopefully it won't be foggy, and the rest of the day would be better than how it is right now. Alright, so we are almost at the point where we started walking on that trail, and it was a good experience. I mean, you cannot have this experience anywhere else in the world except for California. It does remind me, however, though, of the trip. When I went to Vancouver, we went to Capilano Suspension Bridge, and there was a wooded area similar to this one, and trees were exactly not the same. They were not redwood, but some similar species. So for me, it's like feeling of nostalgia, experiencing something which I did experience about 15 months back. Alright, at this time I am showing you the most crooked portion of the Lombard Street, which goes all the way down behind my back. See how steep the street is, and that's amazing. You can see such a nice view of the San Francisco city. Now my plan is to walk all the way up and then come down. So my parents, they won't join me because it's too much of a hike for them. I should have rather, come from the other side, the intersection of Hyde Street and Lombard instead of Leavenworth and Lombard. But it is what it is. Here I go. So it would be the test of all the workout that I do. So let's see. And you can also see the cars coming down, and this particular section of the Lombard Street, it's an expensive area. As you can tell from the houses, they are like really, really nice. So there are a total of 8 hairpin bend in this section of the Lombard Street. And the reason it is built like this is because this is like a quite a steep area, and it's not safe to just let the drivers drive at their normal speeds. And the maximum speed in this section is just 5 miles an hour. And sometimes, there can be a wait of as long as like 30 minutes during the busy days for the cars to come down. All right, I made it. I made it. Oh man, what a view. It was certainly worth it. Now here at the intersection of Hyde Street and Lombard Street, far ahead I can see the Golden Gate Bridge, the north and south towers. I didn't expect that actually, that I would be able to see the bridge, but that's a nice surprise and certainly worth the hike which I did a couple of minutes ago. I will zoom in and try to find my parents. So let's see if I can find them. No, I can't see them. They are probably standing behind this tree, so that's why they are not visible, but that's all right. All right, now is the time to get back and meet my parents. So some little more information about this section of the Lombard Street. There is a common misconception that this is the most crooked street in the entire US. It's actually not true. There is some other street which is slightly more crooked than this one, but this particular section of Lombard Street is most famous. It's so cool that there are people who actually live in this section of the Lombard Street. It's so much fun. I don't know if I should be saying it or not, but I will say it regardless. This may be one of the most crooked streets in the US or possibly in the world, but certainly not as crooked as the politicians or maybe some people you may know in your life who are more crooked than the street. I certainly do know some people, so no offense, to be honest, but it is what it is. That's the truth, right? All right, nevertheless, I am back, almost back where I started, and it took me less than 5 minutes, including going up, stopping in between to take a couple of pictures, then taking some pictures at the Hyde Street, and now then coming back down here, and that's my parents. Now I see them. So as I had predicted correctly, they are standing behind that big tree, and that's why I couldn't see them from the top. So now that I have completed this quote unquote hike, and I took about 500 steps in total going up and down, and tomorrow morning it would be the test of my endurance, how sore I am. So we'll see, and I'll let you know. Okay, it's the time for us to go and take our cruise.